Hi, my name is John and I'm a hypnotherapist and I've been helping people lose weight for just over a decade now. I absolutely love it. And I've found by far this is the number one cause of obesity, and it's not what people think. It's not what they eat, it's not when they eat, although that contributes to it, but it's not the number one cause. The number one cause, and so many of you are like me, and I got this as well, it's a generation thing, so it's not your parents' fault, but it kind of is. But so many of us, the number one cause is when we were young kids, we weren't allowed to get off the table until we ate everything. And if we didn't eat everything, we would get punished. Now, if you look at healthy people or skinny people, they tend not to finish what's on their plate. Yeah, they're happy just to move it away. I guarantee you, when they were young, their parents never made them eat until they had to finish everything. And you look at the difference. So what happens is we get punished if we don't eat everything that's on our plate. Now our stomach is only twice the size of our hands. So if you put your two fists together, that's how big our stomach is. So you imagine a child's stomach, only tiny. But you imagine the portion that we had to eat as kids. It was probably 2 or 3 times as much as our belly could handle when it got expanded and it was full. So that's the number one cause of obesity. And then what they did, so we were punished as a kid, so we were shit scared if we didn't finish it. But then they rounded up with a big layer of guilt and told us that, how many of us have heard this story? But they're starving kids in Africa. So then the young child psychologically goes, oh, well, I don't want them to starve in Africa, and I'm a good kid, so I'm going to eat more. Which did nothing to the starving kids in Africa, but it's caused this massive obesity problem, and it's huge. It's the number one cause of everything. Every single health problem, it's the cause. The list just goes on. I'm not even going to go on. So that's the number one thing that causes obesity, and I'm sure a lot of you can relate to it. So what do we do about it? Where's the simple fix that I said is going to happen? Okay. So what you can do is, if you want to do it now, if you want to do it later, it's all good. But just find a relaxing place, just nice and relaxing. You can close your eyes, take a nice deep breath. You can sit or lay down or whatever. This will take probably 2 minutes. It's a little touch of what I do in my hypnotherapy sessions. So a little bit of magic. So just close your eyes. This is the solution to it, and it's pretty simple. Okay, nice deep breath. Okay, get yourself nice and comfy there. Now I just want you to imagine yourself as a young child sitting at the dinner table, and I just want you to imagine you can see them, or you can get a feeling like they're there. You don't have to see them. And I'm not sure if your parents are there, or brothers or sisters, but just try and fill it in as much detail as you can, and go to a point where you as a young child didn't really want to eat anymore, but your parents are telling you or forcing you to eat, or somebody else is forcing you to eat, or your brothers or sisters are forcing you to eat, and go right to that point. And when you're at that point there, this is what I want you to do. Okay? I want you to go to that child there that was once you. Okay? and we're going to delete everybody else that's in the scene. We're only focusing on that little child there. Okay? Now, that little child isn't too happy there. Okay? So the first thing I want you to do is just imagine that you're putting your hand on their shoulder there, or you can give them a hug. Okay? Because no one knows them like you know them. No one in the whole world understands them like you understand them. Okay? Now, once they start feeling a little bit better, just promise them they're nice and safe with you. Now let's promise them from this moment on in time, this moment right here in time, they never ever have to listen to their mum or their dad or their brothers or their sisters about food ever again. They never have to listen to them. Okay? They don't have to believe what they're saying. Let's tell the little one there, okay, it can have natural eating habits, healthy eating habits, okay, because you want the body to be strong and happy. Okay. But as soon as the little child feels full, it has permission to stop. Okay. And even if there's ones on the plate, even if there's stuff left on the plate, that can actually be good. Yeah. It's not wasting it, it's just learning it from next time, so then we don't need to eat as much next time. And once the little one is okay with that, maybe they're looking up to you, okay? Let's promise them you're telling them the truth. You're not lying to them. Now let's give them a hug there. Let's check in on how they're feeling. And hopefully they're feeling pretty good. Let's promise them that they're nice and safe. And they don't have to eat everything that's on their plate anymore. Okay? In fact, it's a good thing if they don't. And it's okay. They're not going to get in trouble anymore. Okay? From this moment on, you're not going to get in trouble anymore. Okay. And then when they're ready, and you know that they're ready, okay, I want you to give them a big, huge hug there. Okay. And I want you to put them inside you there, okay, somewhere where it's nice and safe. You can feel them in there. It's nice and safe and nice and happy. Okay. You can feel them, feel the good feelings there. When you're ready, you can just open your eyes. Okay. Now, from this moment on, you can eat consciously and unconsciously because you're in control. Now, okay. So every time that you eat, you can now know that that part of you, that young child that's part of you, doesn't need to listen to their parents anymore. So what it does is it rewires the connections. It rewires the program from your head to your stomach there. Okay. But if you want to work deeper on it, then feel free to reach out, because that's the number one cause of being overweight. But there's other causes as well. So sometimes there's trauma, sometimes it's a protective mechanism. So there can be very, very, sometimes it's sugar addiction. So if you want to work on anything, and I'm blessed because I can do this anywhere around the world. I get loads of clients that I help from America and Europe, because the time zone works really good because I'm here in Australia. So, but if you want to reach out, even if you want to ask any questions, please feel free to reach out in the comments below. I always check my comments, or just reach out on the website. All right. And thank you so much for listening. And I hope that helps. And I hope it makes sense. Thank you.